And we can see the positive impacts right here at Solyndra. Less than a year ago, we were standing on what was an empty lot. But through the Recovery Act, this company received a loan to expand its operations. This new factory is the result of those loans. Contrary to the claims of some of my critics and some of the editorial pages, I am an ardent believer in the free market. For more than 4 decades, the Libyan people have been ruled by a tyrant Muammar Gaddafi. He has denied his people freedom, exploited their wealth, murdered opponents at home and abroad, and terrorized innocent people around the world, including Americans, who were killed by Libyan agents. Immigrants aren't the reason wages haven't gone up enough. Those decisions are made in the boardrooms that too often put quarterly earnings over long-term returns. We will keep the promise of Social Security by taking the responsible steps to strengthen and not by turning it over to Wall Street. In December, I agreed to extend the tax cuts for the wealthiest Americans because it was the only way I could prevent a tax hike on middle-class Americans. But we cannot afford $1 trillion worth of tax cuts for every millionaire and billionaire in our society. We can't afford it. And I refuse to renew them again. America isn't Congress. America isn't Washington. America is the striving immigrant who starts a business, or the mom who works 2 low-wage jobs to give her kid a better life. America is the union leader and the CEO who put aside their differences to make the economy stronger. Let's be honest, tracking down, rounding up, and deporting millions of people isn't realistic. Anyone who suggests otherwise isn't being straight with you. It's also not who we are as Americans. We can't have special interests sitting shotgun. We gotta have middle-class families up in front. We don't mind the Republicans joining us. They can come for the ride, but they gotta sit in back. Operations in Iraq and Afghanistan and the war on terrorism have reduced the pace of military transformation and have revealed our lack of preparation for defensive and stability operations. This administration has overextended our military. 8 years ago, you may remember Hillary and I were rivals for the Democratic nomination. We battled for a year and a half. Let me tell you, it was tough because Hillary was tough. I was worn out. She was doing everything I was doing, but just like Ginger Rogers, it was backwards and heels. I would put our legislative and foreign policy accomplishments in our first 2 years against any president, with the possible exceptions of Johnson, FDR, and Lincoln, just in terms of what we've gotten done in modern history. But when it comes to the economy, we've got a lot more work to do. And we're gonna keep on at it. I think it is important for Europe to understand that even though I am president and George Bush is not president,